AITA for giving my sister a wedding cake made by one of my assistants instead of making her one myself. Am I the asshole? Queasy_hyena_7297. NTA. This is how you make your living and you have employees and clients booked well enough in advance and willing to pay your asking price. And your sister decides to get married suddenly and quickly and you're supposed to drop everything. So, scrimp on the quality of the paying clients and whip up an elaborate cake for her for free? Nope. Quote, falling into polka dots. 4775. NTA. They wanted you to screw over paying clients on short notice? So the gift would have cost you money and your professional reputation? Nope. And you did do the top layer. That was a class act. Prestigious maybe 73. 607. If there'd been a normal amount of lead and I might have been ambivalent about this. But hey, can we have a cake in 2 weeks and can it be free? Catapults us squarely into NTA zone, XA0. Cavoliton. 463. NTA. Your mother and sister are acting so entitled. Making it free and with tight time constraints are already huge asks. Since the cake was a hit anyway, before the truth came out, kudos should be given to your assistant for a job well done. Hell Coach. 230. NTA. They wanted a cake. The negotiation ended up it being your gift for the wedding. The cake was made by your apprentice but with your finishing touches. The cake still came from your bake shop. At no point did anyone say you had to personally make the cake from beginning to end. Destrin Commander. 125. The client is lame. Why did they say anything back to your sister? I would no longer consider them a client. Like, were they trying to embarrass you or your sister? They are the ass of this story. Des 0405. 157. NTA. Your sister is entitled to demand an over $1,000 cake as a gift, not to mention, many of the apprentices are very skilled and talented and always help out on grand cakes because it's just too much work for one person, especially on very short time. You actually had paying clients' orders to take care of. Your sister sounds ungrateful and like it was a joy growing up with her. Divine Greek Goddess. 98. AITA for telling my wife to please get the hell out of my way. Am I the asshole? Dazzling_implement 61. Just going off what you said, NTA, though her behavior is perplexing me. Because I genuinely cannot comprehend anyone older than a toddler not knowing how to hold open a door. Is there some underlying issue here and she's using the door thing to be passive-aggressive? IDK. She's acting weird. Edit. Spelling. Applebum 8807. 2712. NTA with hindsight. Leaving the word hell out would have been best. Not just because it's rude, but it gives her something to latch onto, which deflects from the fact that you are right to be frustrated with her behavior. Flipping things so you are in the wrong for that one word. But given that she has ignored your attempts to solve this problem multiple times, I can understand your frustration. Have you tried directly asking her to literally explain how you can get through the door with her standing right in the way? Perhaps if you ask her to stay just where she is and explain to you what you have to do to get through the door, you might finally get through to her. Or not. Kuroko Menu. 3863. NTA. My dad used to do this all the time. It pisses me off to no end. Once we were doing some housework and I was carrying an 80-pounds bag on concrete through a door. My dad, not carrying anything, would not get out of the way. Even after asking him to move, he just wouldn't. No malice or anything, he just can't understand that he needs to get out of the way for other people. Anyways, I ended up dropping the bag trying to get around him and broke my foot. I got angry enough that he sure as fuck gets out of the way now. Your wife will remember this and move out of the way from now on. She won't be happy about it, but she won't keep being inconsiderate. There's this pervasive mentality that you need to be kind and gentle with everyone at all moments, so as to never have someone experience a negative feeling because of you. But sometimes it's necessary to get angry to properly express yourself and have the other person recognize those emotions. Anger and frustration are emotions that exist for a reason. It's not right to stuff them down because you never want another person to feel bad. False leg 5752. 594. Being frustrated about a recurring situation and very mildly losing your temper for a second makes UNTA. Average Badad. 26. I probably would not have cussed, but I definitely would have been frustrated as ever and would have told her to move. I don't understand why she just stands there. Info please. Does she just stand and stare at you? Why does she just stand there? Given that you said you have tried multiple times to tell her, and even offered to Uber, I am gonna go with flat NTA. That behavior would make me crazy. Hopeful material 4123. 648. NTA. My husband has a knack for always being in the way. So I get it. The amount of times in a day I say MOOOOOVE is ridiculous. Night Evie. 32. NTA. It took me 8 years to finally win this battle with my partner. So maybe I am biased. But opening the door and then standing in it is about as infuriating as it gets. After the millionth time explaining something to no avail, it seems reasonable to lose your cool a bit. If Op's wife reads this, when you are getting the door for others, it's so that they can get through it first. And to accommodate such actions, open the door all the way and stand to one side of the door frame or the other. Once the person's made it through the door, you can step through as well, while pulling the door shut behind you. It's polite and helpful without getting in anyone's way. Innocent Kit. 145. AITA. For shaking my head and not having sympathy for my sister when she was badly injured like I said she would be a dozen times? Am I the asshole? Historical_result 523. Here is an X-ray of a serious injury caused the same way. https www.wcnc.com/article/news/x-ray-shows-injuries-from-crash-feet-on-dash-slash 6D068BBEC 529. https www.wcnc.com/article/news/x-ray-shows-injuries-from-crash-feet-on-dash-slash 275-B8B1857-041C-4B35-B9F5 6D068BBEC 529. Next Wishbone 1404. 1169. I saw the X-rays Sumabi suggested. Horrific. I am a retired PT. You were right to warn your sister. Hope she recovers well. Reasonable_ruin_3760. 314. NTA. You didn't say it to her face. Your parents are just upset because their lack of parenting her on this led to a severe life-altering injury. She is lucky it wasn't worse. Look at the current top comment that is a picture of what happened to someone who was in a more severe wreck sitting the same way. She lucked out. Hopefully your sister learned her lesson. Mocha_lattes_ 3741. It's a rule in my car too. If you want to be in my car, you wear your seatbelt and have your feet firmly planted on the ground. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. But my car. My rules. Lamissa 11. 291. 1. NTA. XA0 Your parents are worried about your sister and they do not want to blame themselves for not correcting her like you tried. XA0 No underscore lavishness underscore 3206 575 70 You didn't tell here. XA0 told you so at her hospital bedside, so this isn't cruel. Wrong time, place, comment. You are NTA for pointing out the obvious. Famous underscore specialist underscore 44 380 NTA I am a paramedic and she can be glad it didn't end worse for her. People have had their skulls smashed in because they had their feet and other things up on the dashboard. You told her over and over. Now she pays the consequences. Fuck around. Find out. Core in hell. 192. AITA for refusing to support my sister during her divorce? Am I the asshole? Regular underscore safety underscore 4049. NTA. Normally, I would say that you support your family, no matter what. But your sister told little kids she was glad their mom died. That's indefensible. The dude abides 470. 3913. NTA agreeing with her to not hurt her feelings would be nice. But she screwed up in the way she treated those kids just as much as their father did. Possibly more. Though arguably she had less of a duty to figure out what to do. It was never okay for her to lose her temper in this way. Yell at your useless husband if you have to yell at somebody. I don't see how pretending that she is the sole victim here could possibly help her when there are children who are clearly worse off. MLC 885 498 NTA There is no excuse for telling children that you are glad their parent died. Plus, you brought up all of these concerns to your sister before the marriage, were ignored, and watched things play out exactly as you knew they would. The older I get, the less patience I have for that. If I tell you something is a bad idea, and give you lots of good reasons why, you ignore me, and TBE shit hits the fan exactly as I said it would. I am pretty disinclined to help you clean up the mess. Jake DC 255 NTA Look, maybe this ain't such a popular opinion, but I believe supporting family doesn't mean supporting blindly. It also means calling them on their shish. Especially when that shish hurts someone. Your sister was, as you said, arrogant. She thought she could erase this woman from her children and her husband's lives. When it didn't work, she said absolutely unforgivable things to those poor kids. Proved everything they were afraid about her right. And now she's shocked her husband rightly chose his kids? Even if he did it far too seeking late. He's no angel in this, but at least he made the right choice when presented with that ultimatum. Your sister doesn't get to wail, woe is me, after what she said to those kids. If she were my sister, I'd be furious with her right now. Elephant under the rug. 116. Sorry, sis. You emotionally abused grieving children out of selfishness. I am out. Just wow. And CA 57. NTA But your sister and her ex-husband definitely are. Parents have a responsibility to prioritize the well-being and needs of their children over their own. It's cruel that father rushed into a relationship with your sister and then pushed your sister onto his kids so soon after their mother's death. It sounds like the dad and your sister were completely negligent to the grief and emotional hurt those have been experiencing. It also sounds like your sister was an abusive stepmom. Razzle Dazzle 722 28. They expect you to support family no matter what. But she needs support because she demanded a father not support his kids. Not very consistent in their beliefs. What exactly was her ultimatum? That the kids needed to live with their grandparents? NTA. Concretism. 38.